In the quiet suburb of Riverside, Ohio, where streets were lined with maple trees and neighbors knew each other's dogs by name, lived a young man named Lucas Miller. Lucas was 22 years old, intelligent, kind, and a master of delay. If something could be done today, Lucas believed it could be done tomorrow. If tomorrow felt too soon, next week sounded perfect. Lucas wasn't lazy in the way people expected. He had dreams, big ones. He talked about starting a business, writing a book, becoming someone people admired. But his dreams lived safely in his mind, never in action. Procrastination was his comfort zone. "Relax," he often said. "I work best under pressure." Pressure, however, never seemed to arrive. Lucas lived with his grandmother, Eleanor, a retired school teacher who believed deeply in discipline and purpose. Every morning, she woke early, made tea, and watched Lucas sleep past noon. "You're wasting time," she warned gently. "I have plenty of it," Lucas replied. That belief, plenty of time, was the lie that shaped his life. This was Lucas's ordinary world. The call to adventure came unexpectedly. Eleanor suffered a mild stroke one winter morning. She survived, but the doctors were clear. She would need care, medication, and help around the house. The responsibility fell on Lucas. For the first time, postponement wasn't an option. Lucas promised to handle things, but old habits don't disappear easily. He delayed refilling prescriptions, missed paperwork deadlines, and forgot appointments. Each delay carried consequences, and those consequences began piling up. One evening, Eleanor looked at him with tired eyes and said, "Potential means nothing without action." Those words struck harder than any lecture. Still, Lucas resisted change. This was the refusal of the call. He told himself he was overwhelmed, that things would improve soon, but soon never came. Then the real crisis hit. Lucas missed a critical insurance deadline. The coverage was denied. Medical bills stacked up. Eleanor's savings, carefully built over decades, began to disappear. That night, Lucas sat alone at the kitchen table, surrounded by unopened mail. For the first time, procrastination wasn't harmless. It had a cost, a heavy one. Something inside him shifted. The next morning, Lucas did something unfamiliar. He acted. This was his crossing of the threshold. He created lists, he set alarms, he handled paperwork immediately, messy, uncomfortable, imperfect. Each task felt like lifting weights he'd avoided for years. It was exhausting. Lucas failed often. He slipped back into delay, but each time he caught himself, he corrected course faster. Progress, he learned, wasn't perfection, it was persistence. Along the way, Lucas found a mentor in an unlikely place, a local library manager named Mr. Alvarez, who noticed Lucas spending afternoons there managing forms and schedules. "Discipline," Mr. Alvarez told him, "is choosing what you want most over what you want now." Those words became Lucas's anchor. Months passed. Eleanor's health stabilized. The house felt calmer. For the first time, Lucas experienced something new, trust in himself. Then came the ordeal. Eleanor passed away peacefully one spring morning. Grief hit Lucas like a wave. Old habits tempted him to shut down, to avoid everything again. But this time, he remembered what procrastination had almost destroyed. Instead of running, he honored her. Lucas applied for a management program at a logistics company, something he'd postponed for years. He studied daily. He showed up early. He finished tasks on time. He was terrified, but he didn't delay. This was his transformation. Lucas didn't become perfect. He became reliable, and reliability changed everything. Years later, Lucas stood in front of a room of new employees, training them. On the wall behind him was a simple quote he lived by: "Later is a dangerous word." He often thought of Eleanor, of the time he wasted, of the time he saved once he changed. Lucas had learned a truth many never do. Procrastination doesn't just delay success, it delays life.
And life, unlike tasks, doesn't wait. Moral of the story: procrastination quietly steals opportunities, trust, and time. Action taken today can still change everything.